Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
Who's the captain, and Saka, Martinelli, I believe, who weren't there in the first half. And the difference in the team, the Arsenal team in that second half, was stark. You know, no disrespect to the players in the first half, but it did feel like Palace matched them in all areas of the game. But really, once he brought on those three players, maybe four, for the second half, I guess he was resting them. He's rotating players, which is why he hadn't selected them in the first half. But they became different, and certainly Ødegaard was quite brilliant. He's a brilliant footballer, and they just had the class. So obviously they've lost Saka for a while, but I think they've got enough backup. I think Arsenal are obviously a very good team. They're very well managed, I think, by Arteta. And they're going to be up there. I think it's going to be between Arsenal and Liverpool. And it's going to be perhaps a close run thing, although at the moment I think Liverpool are quite a few points ahead. But that can, if they just lose one or two games, that could change. But yeah, I think Arsenal will be up there because they are clearly a very good football team. Yeah, and I think Saka will be missed, but I think they've got enough strength in depth there to cover that. The fact that they can, like in the game last night I think it was, they can bring someone like Declan Rice on for the second, or sometime in the second half. You know, he's a £100 million footballer, wasn't he? And he's a very good footballer. But the fact that he's rotated as well, which is obviously the way they do it in these top teams, seems strange him being on the bench in the first half and so on. But they've got these players to bring on, and that makes all the difference, because if you get a bad injury like Saka, you really can still carry on pretty much as you were because of the quality in the team. So yeah, I think Arsenal will be up there near the end. I still think Liverpool will probably edge it and win, but Arsenal will be close. I mean, what would be the biggest shock is if Nottingham Forest did a Leicester and somehow won it. I mean, their progress is phenomenal. I mean, I think on the Monday Night Football on Sky, I think Jamie Carragher at the beginning of the season had asked who were the three clubs to be relegated. He chose one of them as Nottingham Forest, Notts Forest. So, and of course he's got some egg on his face, because I think they were second. I don't know whether they're still second. I suppose after Arsenal won last night, perhaps they're not. But for that team to be up there, they seem to have got the balance right. You know, their manager Nuno, he obviously knows his stuff. Wood, the striker, is really coming good, and can't think of the name of the double-barreled name guy, but he's brilliant. So it all seems to have come together, and you could almost see them going on to win it. I mean, I don't believe they will. I think they could finish in the top six, possibly fifth or sixth. But it's phenomenal what they've done, and good luck to them. It's a nice time for their fans to be supporting their club like that. But I don't think they'll trouble Arsenal or Liverpool at the end of the day, and it will be interesting to see where they finish. Yeah.
All right. Because I remember I mentioned it at the beginning of the season last year, and you said, "Oh no," and I'm thinking, I think they're creeping. They're really creeping up now at Nottingham Forest. Because I remember mentioning it, and I said, "Are we going to see a Leicester-like kind of situation like 2014, 2015 when Raniero took Leicester to top of the Premier League?"
Yeah.
And you said no, I think they're gonna. But but anyway, there was something that I picked up.
Something you had to mention. The fact that I've got no recollection of any such conversation, but I'm sure it's true, Hikins. I'm sure you're not telling porkies.
well, the Nottingham Forest fans are all going to come for you. They're going to say, "Well, you said this and you said that." Anyway, but it's something that I noted when you were talking, and because when we were talking about Manchester City, you said City could still be in the running for the title. and which is true because you know we know that they're not that far at the bottom or whatever. They're still in the top 10, aren't they? You know, about 7th position or whatever. But I noticed when you said contenders for the title, you mentioned Liverpool and Arsenal, and then Nottingham Forest. What's happened with Chelsea? Why don't you think Chelsea is worthy of?
Yeah, if you went back a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I would say, Chelsea must be in with a shout as well. Yeah. I would, but I'm not sure I'd say that now, which is not to say they won't be in with a shout. They could be. But it's a strange result the other day that they lost to Ipswich. No disrespect to Ipswich. You know, they're not a bad side at all. They might struggle towards the end of the season, but they've had some good results. So for them to beat Chelsea, that seemed quite remarkable. And then I heard about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the manager there, he had a bit of a dig at Palmer, our friend Cole Palmer, and said that he's got to be more consistent. He's got to, what was it he said? He's got to lose his marker. He needs to create more space for himself. And it struck me as a bit strange that for someone who both you and I rate very highly, Cole Palmer, and I'm sure the football world does, he's excellent, absolutely brilliant. He scored the goals and he's got that almost that, should we say, swagger about him, not in a bad way, not in an arrogant way, but he's someone who seems unaffected by, if you like, his fame through football. Many people, when they achieve something in football,
Soft and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose, we all have a lovely show every weekday, so join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.